Hello, CD Bestie. Welcome back to CreativeDisc exclusive interview special Java Jazz Festival 2023. And today, I'm so excited to invite you to know a little bit more about this musician, young musician with the old soul, that which already gathered billions of streams and more than 30 million listeners per month on Spotify. So without further ado, this is Christopher Sanchez, aka
Hello.
Stephen Sanchez.
Hey.
Hi man, how are you?
I'm real good. How are you?
I'm totally stoked right now. I can't believe that I finally can meet you in person and talk to you. So how's the flight? How's Indonesia been treating you so far?
So good. So good.
Have you tried any of our food though?
I have tried some stuff here and there. A lot of the noodles are great.
Okay.
Noodles are great, yeah.
So you're a fan of noodles?
I love noodles.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. So let's talk about your music though.
Okay.
I've been stalked to your Spotify and I noticed that you releasing music from 2020, right?
Yeah.
So basically you started all of this because of the pandemic or way before that?
Oh man, honestly, like I've been playing music before the pandemic existed, and then I think shortly after that, in the middle of the pandemic, TikTok became a very big thing.
Yes,
and it was very new, and I wouldn't consider myself a TikTok artist at all. I think that
you're more like a content creator, but not a TikToker.
I would honestly say I'm just a musician, really, like a musician at heart who writes real songs.
Yeah.
And I think that, there's I've just been doing
why
that.
pursuing music? Why music in the first place? Why you chose? I will go pursuing music. I will try to make some music. Why music?
It's just like, it's like breathing air. Like I need it. Like I need it. I need music in my life. Back in the 50s and 60s, African American artists were writing songs and singing because they didn't have a voice back then, and that was the one way to exalt their voices to be heard, in a time where they were being pushed down. I think for me, it's just like, I just have so much in my heart and so much that I want to say, and that's just the only way I know how to say it.
Wow.
I think.
Wow, that's
So
beautiful.
I need it. I need it a lot.
And we all need your music, because
thank you.
I listen to your music. You speak through the heart, and you create some great lyrics in it, but you still true to yourself, if I may say like that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But now let's talk about your viral song. Wow,
there's some screaming. They're excited about it. They're like, oh my God, he's in there. He's wearing an M&M shirt.
No,
Yeah.
they are excited to meet you. So talking about Until I Found You, are you bored to play this live?
Am I bored?
I'm joking.
No, I love it still. Oh, it's great. It's great.
But I know that this song is about Georgia, and she also featured in this song, singing the song as well.
Yeah.
How's the initial reaction of you and her knowing that this song became a huge song?
Honestly, we broke up, as soon as it took off. And so it was really interesting. And then, after we reconnected after like a year, the song had like exploded. Yeah. And it was really interesting for the both of us. We'd met up and had coffee, and we were just
sticking out,
starstruck about the whole thing a little bit. And I think she definitely was feeling the intensity of that a bit, being in college and hearing the song everywhere. And it's really intense. It's intense. And especially for like anybody I date in the future, it's a little awkward, I feel like.
And they wish to have a huge song as well whenever you write a song about them, right?
It's
pressure.
It's just like, listen, I'm over the whole thing, and they're like, well, you have to sing about her all the time. It's fine. It's all good.
So at what moment did you realize that song it's huge? At what moment?
I kind of got to watch it the whole time.
Oh.
It was growing and growing and growing.
Wow.
And I got to see it jump from, 2 million streams all the way to 10 million in a week. And then from 10 million to 50 million, and then 100 million. And then, now it's, I think,
like 500 million.
It's like over 600 million.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? And it's globally streamed over 1 billion times, and that's That's unreal. That's crazy thought. So.
And you also released another version which featured Aimee Holt in it. How's the collaboration happen in the first place? Why you invite her to join the song?
So we share an A&R, and we got connected through that A&R. Nice. And so an A&R is somebody who like signs, folks to a label. Yeah, it's great. Or finds artists and all that. And so he connected us, and we became good friends through the song. And yeah, it's just been amazing. She was having a great year too with her song "Numb Little Bug," which is amazing. So, yeah, I love that song as well because it's when I heard that song, it's like, wow, this is so playful but interesting as well. Yeah. So it's nice. Pretty cool. So, you with that song itself, you had a very wide range of listeners, right? From seniors to Gen Z to youngers, right? Isn't it weird to have such a wide range of listeners? It is so amazing. It's so amazing, There's there's just so many different people from so many different walks of life. Yes. It's a surreal feeling to know that they're, connecting to a song that that a 20-year-old wrote. Like I'm 20, and I was 19 at the time. So it's a really crazy thing. Because you kind of like put a nostalgia to a lot of seniors, and yet you kind of introduce a new world of music to the younger listeners, right? Yeah, it's exciting. How do you feel about that? Is that the thing that you do intentionally, or? I mean, I think with this new record that's coming out in the late summer, it's a 50s and 60s record. It's a 50s, 60s style record, and it's going to be amazing because people who don't listen to 50s and 60s music, that's going to be the first time that they hear that kind of music. That is true. And older generations are going to be reminded of a time where they were in love with their husband or their wife, and they were dancing to that kind of music. And I think that's just the goal. It's just to connect people and introduce them to something new and bring them back to a place that they haven't been in a long time. And I think that's what music's all about. It's bringing people back into a familiar feeling or into a brand new feeling, which is so exciting. And it is so awesome to hear, because we don't need to have some same experience, but whenever we heard a song, we kind of feel like we had those experiences as well, right? Yeah. That is the magic of music, if I must say. Oh no, yeah, that's totally right. So you're bound to a type of music like you mentioned before, 50s or 60s, or way past that, right? Sure. But why chose these decades in the first place? Because of your influence in music or your favorite? Yeah, I honestly just grew up with it, and that music spoke to me more than anything else, and it had everything to do with what they were saying. I mean, they were saying things that weren't profound or anything like that, but somehow have just remained timeless and relatable through years and years. Like there's this song by the Mills Brothers called "You Always Hurt the One You Love," and God, it's just so true. And that song was written in the 40s, it moves you. And it just moves you. And I think it's such a beautiful time, and what everyone was singing about and fighting for, whether that be love or their pursuit of freedom, like it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Nothing speaks to me like that kind of music. So it felt natural to create a record that was that genre. So So we have a limited time here. Okay. So my last question will be the first one. What's next for Stephen Sanchez? I know that you are already like teasing us about the new song, and I love your new song, by the way, "Only Girl." Thank you so much. And I can't wait to have you perform it live in 12 hours. In 12 hours, nice. So what's next for Stephen Sanchez? What are we gonna get from you? We're gonna get a couple more singles. Yes, which will add to the story of this new record, of these songs that have come out, So Evangeline's a character, and Evangeline falls in love with the troubadour. Wow. And then in Only Girl, we introduce two characters, Hunter, who's a part of this group called Hunter and the Mad Mob, who doesn't like me. And it's like this love triangle between Evangeline, Hunter, and myself, fighting over Evangeline, asking her to be our only girl. And then we're going to release a couple more singles that trail off that story. And then we'll go on tour after that whole story's out, the record. And I mean, after this, we're going to play a show, and we're going to Australia after we leave Jakarta, sadly. And then it's going to be great. And please come back. Oh, we'll come back.
Please come
That'll be
back.
good. Yeah.
So my final question will be any message to your Indonesian fans who longing to have you in Indonesia and finally they can meet you finally. Is there any message to them though?
Sabi.
What? What? So who told you that? Who told you Sabi?
I learned it like the other day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sabi means like bisa in Indonesia, right?
Yeah.
So it's a promise from Stephen Sanchez. He will give you Sabi because he gonna come back to Indonesia. That's a promise, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Stephen. Thank you so much for your time. It's been a great pleasure of mine to talk to you, and I can't wait to have you here in Indonesia again. And I can't wait to listen to your song. And those concepts are amazing, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, City Bestie, that's it. Our interview with Stephen Sanchez, and check out our latest interview here on CreativeDisc.com.